All right, we are live, sir. You can start the meeting.
All right. Item number 1, call to order. The time is 6:02 p.m. and we'll call to order. Number 2, virtual instructions. The clerk will read the virtual instructions.
Somebody's dialing a phone.
Marlon, could you go ahead and read the virtual instructions?
Yes, sir. This is the Town of Pembroke Park Workshop Commission meeting starting at 6 p.m. Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. Virtual instruction notice is hereby given that the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida will hold a virtual workshop commission meeting utilizing communications media technology in accordance with Emergency Ordinance 2020-009 dated November 10th, 2020, pertaining to conducting local government meetings while under the public health emergency related to the spread of the coronavirus. Workshop Commission meeting Wednesday, February 24th, 2021, starting at 6 p.m. You can dial in using your telephone. Toll-free number is 1-877-309-2073. Again, the toll-free number is 1-877-309-2073. The additional number is 1-646-749-3129. Again, the alternate number is 1-646-749-3129, and the access code is 875-021-213. Access code 875-021-213. 2 hours prior to the meeting, you can submit a text or voicemail at 954-707-9820. Any member of the public wishing to comment publicly on any matter, including on items on the agenda, may submit their comments by email to the town clerk at townclerk@tppfl.gov. All comments submitted by email that, if read orally, are 3 minutes or less shall be read into the record. All comments submitted by email shall be made a part of the public record. If any member of the public requires additional information about this town commission meeting or has any questions about how to submit a public comment at the meeting, please contact Marlon D. Martel, Town Clerk, Town of Pembroke Park, 3150 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33023 at 954-966-4600, extension 235.
All right. Pledge of Allegiance. Anyone have a flag around them? All right, we'll just go ahead with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There we go. Thanks, Marlon. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Clark,
Here.
Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Here.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Here.
Mayor Jacob.
Here.
Good to see you back, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Marlon.
All right, additions, deletions, withdrawals to the agenda. Any changes?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, take off the agro-eco. We don't need that at this time.
What number is it?
Marlon,
Yes, sir.
what number is the agro-eco?
8.1, sir. 8.1.
8.1.
8.1, okay. We'll remove 8.1. Vice Mayor, do you have anything? Clerk Commissioner, do you have any?
No.
Vice Mayor? Okay, I have one addition. That will be with Police Chief David Howard, and it will be patrol cars update. And let's put that down as 8.3.
I do have just a comment to make. I had spoken with our lobbyist, David Siegerson. The items that I uploaded to the system were December's reports, but he also had January's reports. So that
Okay.
was sent to the commission this week. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to upload those reports as well to tonight's meeting.
Okay. So then here we are at number 6, presentations. Lobbyist David Siegerson, report.
Oh, there it goes. Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you have the December report, you'll see the January report. And then next week, early next week, there'll be the February report. December, there was very little activity. The legislature did not meet. January, they met 2 committee weeks, interim committee weeks, but they really only did presentations. They didn't consider too many bills. Bills did get filed. I included in the January report a list of bills of interest to municipalities in general. And, we're pursuing our goals. Connie has perfected the LBRs, the legislative budget requests, and submitted them to the legislative offices of our sponsors, Senator Jones and Representative Woodson. If Connie is on the line, she may want to make a comment about where we are with that. She said she was going to try to dial in, but in that absence, that's the main thing to report right now is that our budget requests are where they need to be. And so that's it. I don't, unless there are questions, Mayor, I don't know that there's much of anything else to report right now. There'll be a lot more to report, next month, or, well, maybe not by your meeting. I guess your next meeting is March 10th. I don't know if we'll have a whole lot to say by then, but probably by the workshop we will.
Let me see if anyone has any questions. Commissioners, Are there any questions? Commissioner Clark, any questions?
None.
Okay, JC? Okay, I think we're good. Thank
All
you,
right.
Mr. Siegerson. We look forward to next month's report.
Okay, good. And Vice Mayor, welcome back, I have to say. But good to see you.
All right. Next reports, number 7.1, Broward Sheriff's Office, Captain Coker. Do we have a representative from BSO here?
Hi, Captain Coker's on. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Just wanted to follow up with your January monthly report statistics. For the month, we had 633 calls, which increased from December, and it went up in January by I believe it was 68. Non-emergency calls were 186, and the 911 calls were 287. And your field-initiated calls is 146, and the MTD calls were 14. We had a total of 5 arrests for the month, and the mobile home parks had one. Out of the mobile home parks, they had 1 residential burglary, which there was I think it was a pouch taken off a counter. Other than that, we had a total 11 incidences in the town. Most of them were unlocked vehicles, so there's just opportunity to remind people to remember to lock your vehicle. It's crime of opportunity. People walk by, just pull your door handle, look in the windows, and they look for any little miscellaneous thing, change. You keep your charger and your cigarette lighter, anything that draw attention to them, especially if the door's unlocked, they'll just go right in. So it's just a friendly reminder to everybody to please lock your doors and take time to move your personal items out of the car or out of plain view. But other than that, Mayor, that's all I pretty much have. Anybody have any questions for me?
Anyone? All right, thank you for your time, Chief. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, 7.2, Fire Department, Chief Kane. Do we have a representative for fire here tonight? Chief Kane?
Everybody's unmuted, sir.
Yeah, I don't see him on the call there. All right, we'll move on. 7.3, Building Department, Chief Building Official Nunez.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Miguel Nunez, Chief Building Official for the Town of Pembroke Park. At this point in time, we have 2 items to present for this report. The first one is the customary monthly status report. We're going to be presenting the January 2021. Obviously, this starts the calendar year for 2021, and as customary, the Building Department is still continues exemplary services to our internal and external customers. In addition to maintaining an unofficial electronic plan review for non-contact approach. In additional part of the summary, we like to inform that we already have, with your assistance, we already have selected the construction company for our new offices, and that particular work has started, and it is right now on time and on budget. In regards to the numbers of the Building Department, we have increased the number of permits issued and slightly decreased the number of inspections, which is normally on the trend on these situations. Permits closed on front counter. And just to give you an idea on the structural disciplines, we have 64, mechanical 29, electrical 23, and plumbing 5, for a total of 121 inspections, which is a little bit less than the last month. In regards to our revenue, we have slightly up the revenue on this particular month in January with the collection of 22,000, 106,000 and change. We're still a little bit down in regard to our quarters for the total budget, but it is promising that we see that the numbers are starting increasing, which it was expected. So that means our trend is in the upward. Also, in regards to the type of projects that we have in the town, as customary, we have the Seneca projects. We only couple of changes, like for example, building 2 and 3, they are in review process. We're waiting for their comments back to the Building Department, as well as building 5. They're in process. Coca-Cola, as normal, they continue with their process. We have the new tenant for the building, which is Amazon, which is in, we already have issued several permits for them, and the last permit pending is the tenant build out. They already started construction and they are in inspection process. Then we have 2 promising projects that are coming, which is O'Reilly Auto, that we're still in pre-plan process. We're still waiting for their comments back, and the new car wash that it just passed DRC, and we're waiting for submittal to the department. In addition to that, we have the typical mobile homes, additions, tenant improvement, small repairs, and so on in every district. That concludes my report for the January 1st to the January 31st, 2021. Anybody has a question so far for this report?
What does the DRC stand for?
Development Review Committee is part of the zoning process, but Building Department is part of that process. I believe Town Planner Siegel will be able to update into that if it's necessary.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then number 2 is a request that we have the Building Department for the town, and you find that in your backup material. It's a change order number 1 or 001 for Sagoma Construction Services, and that in the total amount of $13,300 is an addition to our already previous approved budget of $188,500. This alternate is because of the new acoustical ceiling tile, the grid, that originally the plans suggested that it was just to be repaired, but during demolition and the condition of the ceiling, it was determined that it was not worth it to keep it for the goals that we have and the objectives for that particular department. Therefore, we have added. In addition to that, the new ceramic tile plank, it was already discussed to continue with the entire building area for maintenance and purposes and cleanliness. It was better than carpet. So we maintain it. That's $10,500 for a total of $13,300, and including the original approved budget of $188,500 is a total of $201,800. And we just will appreciate if we can approve this change order for continuation of the project. And just as a note, these alternates were considered during the ranking process. So it's nothing that we were not prepared. We were prepared for that. Any questions?
Commissioner Clark, any questions?
None, thank you.
Looks like no questions for you today, Miguel.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. All right. 7.4, Code Enforcement. Chief Code Enforcement Officer Ramirez. Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
All right, don't mess this up now.
Okay, good evening, Town Commission. This is Jocelyn Ramirez, Chief Code Enforcement Officer. I'm here to report the month of January, where we had 4 affidavit of compliance, 14 notice of violations, and 5 courtesy notices. A little bit of what's been going on. On 2600 Southwest 32nd Avenue, there was a portable container. It was reported by BSO, that it was causing accidents. So I'm happy to report that that's been removed. 4700 West Highlandale Beach Boulevard, we have a AT&T utility box, and what I've been noticing around town is many of the utility box from AT&T have been vandalized with graffiti. So there's been multiple occasions that they have been painted over, the graffiti has been painted over, and they've been cleared up. And then our famous Condado Real on 5100 Southwest 41st Street, where we have overloaded dumpsters of trash. As you can see on the pictures, it's been cleaned up, and I'm starting to build a good relationship with the new management. And they want to go ahead and clean up the rest of the property. I actually passed by this month, and there's really no trash near the dumpsters at all. Now they do want to go ahead and start, how do you say, renovating the place, but they're trying to find some funds for it. And we got on 1812 Southwest 31st Avenue, we have an ongoing issue where a business is parking abandoned vehicles constantly. So as you can see on the photo, some of it has been removed, but it's habitual, so I'm keeping an eye on it. And for the month of January, we did not have a code enforcement hearing. And some special projects that we're working on are, as you already know, we already cleared the 2nd floor office where we used to be located. So we're completely out of there. And we're continuously working on the town corridors assessment, where we're trying to clean, the main corridors of the town. On this Friday, we're going to be having a meeting with the town planner and town manager regarding the graffiti on the Southwest 31st Avenue where the railroad corridors are. And I'm currently training Teresa Malcolm. She's our new code enforcement officer. And I just have to tell you, she's doing an excellent job. being that she had an advantage of being a permit specialist, so it's working out very well. That being said, any questions for me?
Any questions?
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Condado Real look a lot better now too.
Thank you.
Remember, the beautification of the city relies on you.
Yes, sir.
right.
I'm on it.
Thank you. Good job. All right, we'll move on. 7.5, Finance Department, Interim Finance Director Taubenfeld, bills over 500, revenues, expenditures.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. What you have in front of you are, yes, as you mentioned, the bills over 500, requesting your $1,500, I'm sorry, requesting your approval, and the monthly status report for the town through the month of January. If there are any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Any questions from anyone? Gary, we have no questions. Looks like we'll move on to BTR Building Administrator Grooms.
Good evening, Commission and staff. Michelle Grooms, Billing Administrator. I have two reports. The one which is our monthly report for February. As you can see, the projects and reimbursable expenses are listed, 1 through 25. There are some issues still pending. They're highlighted. If you go down to the annual renewals for this current year, we're just about at 90%. There's another 5 outstanding, roughly 5 to 6% outstanding that I'm working to contact those individual businesses and see if we can assist them in any way. New accounts, if you look down at that section, we've already replaced some of the income that we've lost with some of the businesses that have gone out of business or adjustments. And if you turn to the following page, which is just a review of some of our miscellaneous billing, property taxes in lieu of other collectibles, we're right on schedule. Did anyone have any questions?
How are we coming along with item number 50 and 60?
As stated in the previous commission meeting, they were notified by our attorney, and we were waiting to see what the progression would be for that particular project. The current town attorney has copies of the information and what's outstanding. I don't know if there's been any additional communication because that was all directed toward legal.
Okay.
I'm on the line, Mayor. I have the information. Finance has given me everything I need. I've just, I need to make it a priority. I will move that up on my priority list.
No problem. That's the only questions I had. Anyone else have any questions?
None.
None. No questions. Moving on. 7.6, Human Resources Department. There is nothing.
I'm sorry, Mayor. There was one other item.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The waiver.
Go ahead.
The waiver is, you can see the information. It was a request by a business owner to have the penalties waived. I spoke with the gentleman. I asked him to do it in writing. Prior to COVID, he had some health issues, as it's stated in here, and he was behind. So I reached out to him during my collection process for those people who were still outstanding in January. And he agreed to pay all of his fees that were outstanding. You'll see the payment as the sales receipt, but he is asking that we waive his penalties. He's been in business since 1995. He's been a consistent business owner. You know, things happen sometimes.
And how much
But
are we
I
looking at in penalties? What's the total?
$845.31.
Okay. Let's move this item as a line item for the next meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Commission. Have a great evening.
Welcome. All right, 7.6, Human Resources Department, HR Director Menegazzo. We have none from her tonight. 7.7, IT Department, IT Director Pakula.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Mark Pakula, IT Director, Town of Pembroke Park. Just basically what we have here is a document shredder that we're going to be using for the town. With all the scanning we're doing, the clerk's office and building asked me to bring this up so we could get this ordered. It's a large format paper shredder, basically. And that's it. Any questions?
40, is this the 4600?
Yes, 4613.
Okay, is there 3 quotes for this?
No, it's off a government contract.
It's off the
On
government.
the top there. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on, let me click. Any questions on this one, anyone? No? We'll move this to the consent agenda.
Thank you very much.
Hold on, I gotta close out a page here. There we go. All right. 7.8, Public Services Director, February
Janae,
2021 report.
please.
Yes. Hello. Okay, 7.8, Public Services Director, February 2021 report, Interim Public Services Director, Jacques.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. This is Miriam. This month I have not much to report, mostly routine. The major highlight will be that we purchased an arrow board. Now the crew can have an arrow and redirect traffic when they're out there. We had the approval for the attorney to move and start the conversion from to the LED fixtures. That will start sometime late March. We this morning they came and picked up the pump, or the first pump for the overhaul and the modification. We having a CPR training coming up for next month and an MOT training in April, and not much else going on except for the parks. I submitted a plan for reopening the facilities. And any questions?
Okay, reopening the facilities, you're meaning reopening the restrooms and stuff for the park?
Yes, yes. So I submitted a plan what the frequency of sanitizing will be, and for each facility, for the bathroom, the playground, the equipment, and so forth.
And does this follow the Broward County guidelines?
Yes, it went straight through there.
Okay. Any questions? Vice Mayor, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Miriam, can you give clarification on the pump that went out? And as far as those 3 pumps, correct me if I'm wrong or right. Those 3 pumps, they they service the Behan Park, right? I mean,
Behind Lake,
all
yes,
three? Okay,
yes,
just wanted to make sure.
sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions?
I did just do want to add a couple things. As you may have noticed, the medians and sidewalks were pressure cleaned. They came out really well. And they did it really quickly.
That's true. I forgot.
And then
That was supposed to be mine.
oh, I'm sorry. And then I figured this would be a good spot for it. And then also, the crew continues to improve the medians, moving all the dead vegetation and replacing it with sod. It is a slower process, but when you see the finished product, they come out. They're coming out really nice, and a lot of benefits to it, especially for litter control. They look really good.
Yes, they did a great job.
They did. Any further questions?
Yeah, great job on the medians and everything else.
Yeah, I would, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm very elated. What a big difference. Looking good. Very nice. And I saw that they were putting down the sod. So, looks really good. Big difference. That's all. Thank you.
All right, moving on. 7.9, CMU wall replacement, Southwest 55th Avenue and Southwest 33rd Street. Interim Public Works Services Director, Jacques.
Okay, this is the wall, of course, that's located behind Town Hall on 55th Southwest 55th Avenue. And this is the wall that's been damaged a few years back. And we've been looking on ways to have it repaired. We tried to do it. We thought of doing it in-house, but it was a little bit too much for the crew to do. And I went ahead and received some quotes, and they all came what I considered on the high side. And I'm leaving it up to the commission to see if it's something they want to continue. The lowest bid was $7,860, $7,860, $7,900, and $9,277. And
do you have any photos of the damage?
Hold on, sorry.
I do.
Sorry about that, Mary.
I don't think I have it on the report there, but I can give it to you. I can email it. And the portion of the wall that's being replaced is not the whole length of the wall. It's only a 15-feet portion of it. There is a big, it's missing a few bricks. It's concrete bricks. It was made. However, this repair will include putting rebars and repaint the whole wall so it can look really fresh and neat.
All right. Any questions from the commissioners? I got one thing I'd like to say. Miriam, can you upload some photos of what needs repaired for the next meeting? And then we can do this as a line item.
Sure, I'll do that.
And Vice Mayor, go ahead.
Amen. Thank you, Mayor. You know what? Why are we? I understand that's our wall. Who owns the property on the other side? Don't you think they should maybe? I don't think we own that property. Because I'm thinking maybe we should reach out to them and maybe they should pay half of this. You know, why are we paying the whole thing? I understand that's our wall, but there's a reason why that wall is there, and on the other side is somebody else's property, right?
Vice Mayor, if I may just add something.
Go ahead.
A little clarification. What seems to have happened here, the street that it's on, at least, and I'm sorry, I don't know the street, but there's a street right next to it, which is ours. The town owns that street, and it looks like a car pulling out or something hit it, because the way where the hole is, it kind of lines up right with a bumper. So it looks like a car ran into it, pushed the bricks out, and it's pretty obvious that that's what happened there. I don't know why we own this wall or how that ever came about in the history of this town, but we do. And I don't think it had anything to do with the other side of the property owner, because I think on the other side is just grass, and I'm not sure there's any vehicular traffic. I'm not sure. I believe that there's not vehicular traffic on the other side. So the damage was caused by the street side, if I'm not mistaken. And well, it's our wall, and we have to paint, we have to maintain it.
It's an empty lot. It's an empty lot on the other side.
It's an empty lot on the other side. So the damage came from our side, from the street side. I asked, it's been like that since I started here, and so I had asked Miriam, let's get a price and let's fix that. And this is what she brought that forward.
Okay, Commissioner Clark, go ahead.
I wanted to paint the whole stretch too, because I didn't want to just repair one side and then leave the old paint. I just want to paint the whole thing.
Okay, I imagine, JC, you were the one that initiated this?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so customarily, the property owner would own that wall. I would really have to see the history, what happened, how that happened. And I would totally agree with Vice Mayor Cohen that the property owner, it really benefits their property. They would at least cooperate with the town. We shouldn't have to pay that kind of bill. And furthermore, was that budgeted? Was that budgeted, JC? I didn't see that one come up as a budget.
That was not budgeted. That would be coming out of out of the maintenance funds.
Out of what?
Maintenance funds that we would have.
So, I think we need to get a lot more information on this one. Number one, it was not budgeted, and I expected Gina, Vice Mayor, traditionally for 8 years. Is it in the budget? Is it in the budget? And I'm going to have to follow with what you said. Is it in the budget? Did we plan to have this? Have the property owners been contacted? And I really have to see the history on that, because that is, all the commissioners should drive out there and see this. Typically, the property owner would put up his or her or their own wall. And Gina knows this, typically the property owners own it. So this is kind of like really strange.
There's no doubt. And if I could find a way that we don't own that wall, that'd be great. But I can tell you that when I in my initial tour around here with Mike Miller, he one of the things he goes, "You see that wall right there?" He goes, "You own that bad boy." And,
okay.
So I'll follow up with him and get the exact history or whatever, if there's any deeds, titles, whatever, and show that.
And don't we have a lot of other things that we have to do that might be more important? We didn't even bring this up as a 5-year capital improvement project.
This is a repair. This is a blighted condition right now that it is. It's a wall that has a hole in it because a car ran into it, and it's ours. It's not something that I want to leave like that. It's been like that for years. So,
hey, when you say ours,
I'll look at it tomorrow, period. I have not actually read our policy, period.
Can you guys mute, please, everyone that's not talking?
Okay.
Thank you.
But Commissioner Clark, what I'll do is I'll make sure when I speak to Mike Miller, and get the history on that and whatever documentation, and we'll prove ownership. And if we own it, we own it, and it needs to be maintained just like everything else.
And JC, can you make sure that and some images are there for the next meeting?
Absolutely.
That way we can discuss it further. Understand we do need to have maintenance money in our budget to repair things that come about that are, this is a maintenance issue or repair issue for things in the town.
JC, this is the town attorney. I don't know if this would apply, but possibly would our FMIT policy have any property coverage for damage like that?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. I have to check.
But
Yeah.
and I have to say, the town planner texted me, so I'm not the one who thought of it. But I'm bringing it up. So yeah, we should look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into it, and by the commission meeting, we'll have you all the information. But I wanted to bring it up. This is it's an issue that, well, it's an eyesore, and it needs to be.
I would like to see that history.
Okay.
Thank you.
Definitely, Vice Mayor. You know, and I know something doesn't look right.
All right. Moving on to the next item. 7.10. This is Charter Review Committee, Town Attorney Anderson.
I'm going to be drafting a resolution to bring before each of you, or before the commission next meeting. I have individually spoken with some of you on this, and will plan on speaking with people I haven't spoken with before the next meeting. I would like to get a charter review committee convened to look at our charter so that we can get any recommended changes on the next election in November. And what I envision doing for the charter review committee is having a 5-person committee, one person appointed by each or for each district. So each of the sitting commissioners would appoint one person from their district. And then I think what we should do for the district that doesn't have a commissioner is have maybe 3 candidates, or maybe just even 1 candidate. I don't know how you want to do it, but, and then have the rest of the commission vote on that person for the district that we don't have a sitting commissioner for. And there are other issues which probably should be discussed at the next meeting. Like, do you guys want to try to hire possibly a part-time executive director to help you out with issues? Or so just be thinking about that, thinking about candidates you might want to appoint, thinking about even if you even want to do this. It's not a necessity, but I think the charter, as we all know, it's long overdue for an overhaul. And I think it would really do a lot for the town, the morale of the staff as well as the commission. And I would love to get that done.
All right. Any questions? Nope. All right, we all look forward to meeting with you and reading that prior to the meeting. Let's move on to 7.11, housekeeping. 2 resolutions confirming bid awards. Town Attorney Anderson.
So apparently resolutions need to be drafted because there were projects that were that bids were awarded on that did not have resolutions at the time they were awarded. So I'm going to be drafting those to bring to the commission on the March 10th meeting. But those projects have already moved forward from what I understand. I also want to mention that staff is trying, all of us are trying, all the department heads. Well, we're not just going to try, we're going to start making sure that we get the agenda together by using iCompass so that it's more orderly, and it's primarily an internal thing, but I think it'll positively affect the commission because there will be less putting on the agenda at the last minute of things, and we'll be better prepared. So, but that's what those 2 items concern.
Okay. Do you have anything else for us?
I do not.
All right, any questions from the commission? No questions, we will move on. 7.12, board member discussion. Town Planner Siegel.
Good evening, Heidi Siegel, Town Planner. We had a really great Planning and Zoning Board meeting last week. So much so I think I've shared with each of you that the members used virtual technology and we were very productive. But we are going to still need probably 2 to 3 more members or 2 more members for the board. So I want to put that out there. It is open to any resident in the city who's over 18 years old. They do not have to live in your district for you to nominate them. So perhaps if you have nominations and they fill out an application, we can get it on the next agenda. As the next item is my monthly report, and we're gonna see a lot of development in town in the next couple years. And I think if we have a full board, it will be a great thing. The town attorney and I have already talked about doing some board member training for our board members. So it could be a scary thing, as you know, to take a seat on a board. And we're gonna hold their hands every step of the way and get them through the process and get some great training just on best practices from other boards and make it a great thing. So I wanted to share that with you. So please send people our way.
And just so you know, we have flyers put up on the billboards around town. We posted it online on, I posted on my personal pages. Of the town's pages, LinkedIn pages. We have posted it everywhere. We'll refresh and post it all again. And I'll call a couple more residents or stop by and see if anyone else can jump on board.
And I'm always happy to talk to people if they're leery about applying regarding time commitments or anything else, and reassure them and walk them through the process.
Okay, I will let them know that.
Great.
Any other commissioners have any questions?
No, I just want to say, Heidi, you're doing a wonderful job and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
All right, thank you for your time. We will move on. Number 8, discussion. 8.1 has been removed. 8.
Can I do, Mayor, there's a couple things in my monthly report we have to go on record with, if that's okay. Sorry.
Yep.
So just real fast, we're spending a lot of time. I'm working with the manager and the attorney and the rest of the staff of instituting best practices for planning within the town. And with that being said, usually on this workshop agenda, you would have line items regarding upcoming applications that you would see at the next voting meeting. The attorney and I feel that might put you in a bad position when it comes to quasi-judicial matters or public hearings. We want to protect you. So what I'm going to do every month is put those items in my monthly report at the workshop, and hopefully you'll trust me to allow me just to take them to the agenda. I'm happy to work with you one-on-one if you have any questions. I can summarize right now. At the March 10th meeting, you're going to have a special exception and a variance. And because of some of the advertising requirements in our code and the fact that it's February and we only have 28 days this month, we're not going to be able to meet some requirements that are stiffer for special permits. So as you know from the clerk, we're asking to hold a special meeting right before the March workshop meeting on the 24th, and you'll have a site plan and special permit on that agenda. It shouldn't take more than 30 minutes before the meeting to go through that. So that I just wanted to go on record because that's a little different. You're going to see things on the voting meeting that were not on this agenda, but it's for your protection that we do it that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Heidi?
Not from me. Not from me. Thank you.
All right. And anything from the commission? Any more questions? No? All right. We'll move on. Item number 8, discussion. 8.1 has been removed. 8.2, I-95 expansion. Commissioner Clark, Town Manager Nunez, Interim Public Services Director Jacques.
Yeah, and we would also want to put the planner on there. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. This is concerning. I don't see, and we probably couldn't get it in time, the map that we were looking at the day that we all met virtually. Does anybody know where that map is that we were looking at?
That map was from FDOT. We were able to capture a photograph of the map from, like, basically it's a picture of the computer screen with the map. We can use that. We can also reach out to FDOT to get the whole presentation. But I don't have it. We don't have it uploaded to this item.
Okay, so I think we got a little time. Wouldn't you agree, JC?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have a little.
We'll take our baby steps. I think everybody had their questions. I do see a couple of alarming things. I think we all agree on that. Now, I did take photos. Remember when one of the, I think maybe it was Ryan from FDOT, said that they don't drain any of their water from 95 into that collection system, which is the pumping station.
Right.
I disagreed, and we do have photographs to that effect, that they do definitely have water draining into the swales and then it's collected. So they're part of it. Anyway, so when that all comes forward, the pictures, the maps, the commission really needs to look at this. This could negatively impact us. So we'll start with JC, then Miriam, then Heidi. Any of your comments on it? If you want to add more.
Can I step in here and make a suggestion real quick?
Sure.
You were the only one on this meeting. We absolutely have no idea what you're talking about.
I was about to give you a little background.
And so in this case, because there's a lot that's going to come forward with this, can you guys put something together for a meeting, like the next workshop down the road?
Yeah,
because I know this from my discussion with JC, this isn't a pressing matter, but put something a little more together so we can have a clue of what the whole information's about, instead of kind of quarterbacking it right now, but when it's in the very, very preliminary steps.
No, and that's not a problem. We'll all get together and do that for you. What's most important here is that we did meet with FDOT and we know this is coming. So this is the very, very beginning stages of it, and we will definitely get a better presentation, more information to
just to give you guys a brief background on this. I guess Commissioner Clark, in his role at the MPO, was tip-top to this project that was being discussed on I-95. So he brought this to our attention, and we got in contact with FDOT. They explained what the project's going to be. Basically, what they're going to be doing is an expansion on I-95 to kind of improve, for lack of a better term, an expansion to improve traffic congestion. It's going to run from basically County Line Road all the way up to Hollywood Boulevard is the scope. And it may impact a number of businesses along the town, right there at the beginning of the town. It's going to impact a number of businesses there, where they're talking about, buying those properties out so that accommodate for the expansion and the new roads. We'll have more details at the next workshop. I'll provide the map that they showed, just so they give you an idea of the magnitude of the scale of the actual project.
And just as a reminder, JC, Mayor, Commission, the FDOT does do a very public process. They're in the preliminary stages of their study and gave us a courtesy review. Based on the timeline they gave us, they will be doing public meetings this summer. Of course, that could change. So there will be definitely time for us, staff, the elected body, and our residents to chime in. So nothing's left the gate yet. We can definitely get ahead of it, but there will be a process to follow when it comes time to give comments.
I just don't want to put the cart in front of the horse here and cause issues where they don't need to be yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Business owners and residents.
You don't want to sound the alarm just yet. I understand, but I think it's healthy to just be aware and not have a collective understanding of what FDOT has in their plans right now. Obviously, anything can change. Time frames, timetables can change. So there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered.
And at this meeting, we had JC, Heidi, and Miriam and myself there. I don't know whether we could have had another elected official, probably not, but at least we know what they're up to. We have time, and Heidi sat in on the first meeting and so it's important that we get this out to you, which now it's there, and now staff and I will get together and get you more detail, and we'll bring this at the next. We'll keep bringing it up until people are tired of it. So if you could put that on the next agenda.
And then let's move it to the next workshop with with your permission, sir, so we can workshop next month with the presentation.
That's fine. All right.
Well, one thing I got to say, we're going to watch out for Pembroke Park on this, because we've got plenty of notice and we have a lot of professionals on board, and we are not going to let anything slip under our nose. And we're working as a good team. Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on, 8.3, patrol cars, David Howard. Chief David Howard.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. Been working really hard trying to get the car prices down. I went through, revisited the cars, cut a lot of stuff out that would have been nice to have, but we don't need it right this second. And I was able to bring the price down by about $13,000. And with that, we have an additional spare car. So that's a good thing. And so I submitted that this evening, right, actually around 4:30, 5 o'clock, to our team. And we'll be reviewing that and hopefully get that on the next agenda.
Okay.
Great job.
Can you make sure Marlon gets a copy of this? We'll put it as a line item on the next meeting.
Yes, I will.
Okay. And Vice Mayor Cohen, go ahead.
First, I'd like to start out by congratulating you, David Howard.
Thank you,
I didn't have that opportunity, but welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you.
Same.
What other updates? Do you have any other updates? Do you know when we'll possibly be starting up?
Well, I don't at the moment. I have a meeting set up hopefully Friday. We'll start on the regional dispatch. Apparently it's a very cumbersome process, but we've entered into all the agreements previously. I'm going to be forwarding those to our town attorney this week. They're old, but I mean, at least so she'll have them. And I don't think there's anything else we have to sign up for or anything. We've already signed up for everything. The other items I'm working on now is radios for the officers and uniforms, badges, etc. And then I hope to be working with HR in the very near future to start our recruiting process.
How many cars are we going to have? We're 17 or we're
18, ma'am.
18. Okay. But wasn't it were we 17 cars?
I don't know how that happened, but yeah, last month you guys voted for 17 cars, and we now have 18, and it's lesser price.
Okay, but why do we need 18 if we're
because I'm not envisioning getting another car for at least 5 years.
Okay.
And I'm just concerned with crashes, etc.
Okay.
And I want to have that. I need the spare car availability, as well as I plan on augmenting the police department with both part-time and reserves, and they'll need cars as well.
Okay.
And
All
Vice
right.
Mayor,
We'll talk more. I'll see you
Yes,
at the
ma'am.
town.
Okay.
Vice
All
Mayor,
right.
while you were out,
Yes.
we did postpone and delayed the launch of the police department till August 1st, giving them 2 extra months to get it
Okay.
together from the 3 months that we lost waiting on VSO's proposal. So
Okay.
we did extend it out to August 1st, so by August 1st.
All right.
And there's rumors going around that we're only going to have 2 patrol officers on duty at any time. Chief Howard, David Howard, can you and let the commission and community know what we're actually going to have?
Sure. The whole premise is to have 2 officers plus, in addition to that, a sergeant on every shift. So there's actually 3. And like I said, I hope to augment our full-time staff with both part-time and reserve policemen. And but that's all part of the recruiting process. And the other thing too, keep in mind is it was brought up recently that Pembroke Pines is offering bonuses, etc. But we're not looking, especially initially, to go after brand new police academy policemen. We're looking for a different type of policeman initially to get started because of the field training officer program, etc. And so the hope is, especially during the day shift, we'll have an additional lieutenant and deputy captain and the chief of police, and I'll be a working chief as well. So, and then of course I'll be available by phone. So if anybody knows of a place in one of the parks I can put a trailer on to move in, let me know.
I might have a spot in here. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Mayor and Vice Mayor Commission, I did want to add, I didn't realize that this item was going to be added to the agenda. I have been closely monitoring the budget, and one of the reasons why they're looking at the police cars, looking at the radios, modifying the budget is I wanted to make sure that we really tighten our belt because the monies that we're going to be spending, if we don't get grants, it comes out of our reserves, and I don't want to spend our reserves and leave us in a very dangerous position with very little in our savings. It's just irresponsible, and I don't think any of you want to do that either.
And there's also other options we discussed about loans and other,
and those are all being explored
other than our reserves. So,
and as a matter of fact, had a conversation with Dave Siegerson. We're exploring other possibilities. Harry, as well as identified another possible grant or a loan program to get these funded. They're all being explored right now. So there is going to be a revised budget that will be presented to you in due course, because I want to make sure that you guys get the most up-to-date and most recent information. So that way, since you approved one, I don't know, maybe a month ago, I want to make sure that you get the most up-to-date one, and that'll be coming up. That'll be forthcoming.
sounds good. Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I guess I'll have to get with Melissa on this. Melissa, are you still on?
Yes, I'm still on.
Oh, David Howard had asked that he was looking for a place. I mean, we do have some empty lots here in the bamboo. I could check into, but I don't know, would that be a conflict of interest or anything to do with a sunshine violation or?
It could potentially.
I don't want to get caught up in anything.
Why don't you and I talk offline in my office about it,
Okay.
and we'll discuss it. Okay.
Okay. And I have another question for David Howard. David, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
You are full-time though. You're at the town hall, correct?
Yeah, I sit with Heidi.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Well, you're lucky you.
I am. She's a great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Anyways, well, I'll get with you and I'll get with Melissa. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And Chief Howard, is there anything else you want to add?
Well, I do have a
Not at
question.
this time.
Oh, go ahead, Clerk Commissioner.
First question, are your hours 9 to 5 like everyone else? Because I know we still have.
Yeah, 8 to 4, 9 to 5. Like on Friday, I gotta go to like Lauderhill and meet with the major up there. It varies. Today I had to go to Boca to meet with the insurance person, I guess. So yeah, I'm in and out all the time, but I have my cell phone with me at all times.
Okay, no, I'm just wondering if we'll meet on Friday. I'm usually there on Fridays.
I hope so. I haven't met you yet. I'd love to meet you.
Right. Okay. Also, as it stands right now, are we still on track for the August deadline?
We just need to start. We need to start ordering. We really can't put it off anymore. We need to get everything going, get everything signed up with the vendors, because I have other the regional dispatch is going to be a big project. Then I got to go. We're going to meet with myself and the town manager are meeting with the captain from the sheriff's office to discuss our transition on Friday. There's just a lot of stuff to do.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry, you can't be more specific. There's just so much to do, Commissioner. I'm trying to keep it. I got an outline. I'm trying to just kind of follow the outline.
Right. I just want to know if we're still on track for August.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm actually pushing for a little faster than that, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, Commissioner Clark.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, I think it's important that we let our residents know we gave the Broward Sheriff's Office every opportunity to come to us with a offer, and that has turned out to be that we're not going in that direction, and we need to let it be known that we're going to build our own police department. And we made that decision. You weren't here last month, Gina, or Vice Mayor, but I think we voted on a lot of issues to move the bus forward. So I think that's it. Let's do it. So everybody should just know we're going to have our own police department, right, Mr. Mayor?
Exactly. And
Okay.
one thing I wanted to add, just, we've told you guys before that we're building this on a community-based policing platform built up with the demographics of the community. David Howard and myself are reaching out and having a meeting with the NAACP on to help in the recruitment process for officers for our community. So there is no door we're not going to knock on in this process. So we're going to make sure this is done right and this is built right.
And if I could just get on the backside of that and just let everybody know that if they have any community event or any type of event where I can come and talk to everybody and answer questions and help, to help everybody understand what's happening, I'd be more than willing to do that.
Due to COVID, they've kind of put a stop to the homeowners associations having
I
meetings.
understand.
So, but if we hear of any coming forward, any community that's doing it virtually, we'll definitely make sure you're involved.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay, let's move on. Number 9, old business. We have none. Number 10, new business. 10.1, public services update, Vice Mayor Cohen.
Well, I have nothing. The manager said it for me, so I'm just elated that that everything's starting to. We're cleaning. We're getting there. The median was a big eyesore, and now it looks wonderful, and they're putting the sod down. So I'm elated. I'm happy. Just that being done, is huge. I mean, it makes a big difference.
I'm
You know?
sorry. I'm sorry, Vice Mayor. I didn't mean to steal your thunder on that one. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
I didn't know
Thank you.
All right.
Everything's good. Thank you.
Okay, number 11, town attorney comments. Any more for the town attorney?
No, I do not have any further comment.
All right. Item number 12, town manager comments.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I don't know if you have all received, I believe Marlon emailed it to you all, the new newsletter. That's going to be going out actually shortly, actually by the end of the month, and hopefully we'll be hitting mailboxes at the beginning of March. Also on March 1st, our website is going to go live finally. I do want to take this second to really thank Marlon for really taking the bull by the horn on both of those items and taking it to the finish line. She was absolutely instrumental, her and Susie as well. Just really worked very hard on those two items, and can't wait for them to for you guys to see them for the finished product. Also, yeah, I just wanted to share, if you haven't passed by, come downstairs, take a look at our building department, the new building department. You're going to see progress being made. It's really an exciting time. So come by, and you know, this is your town, and I'm just really blessed to be here. So thank you.
All right. Let's move on. 13, commissioner comments. Commissioner Clark.
None.
All right. Clerk Commissioner Duvall.
Yeah, I wanted to bring to the commissioner's attention that last week I did attend a homeowners association meeting at the Pembroke Place. It's one of the communities here, and the residents are seeing the changes that we're making. I had a lot of positive feedback. One of the comments was the medium on Hollandale Boulevard, how green the side is, and even the preserve, how clean it is, how well lit the park is. So it's a lot of good positive feedback so far. So I told them it's a lot more to come, and they're looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
That's my report.
All right, Vice Mayor Cohen.
Yeah, I'd like to add to JC what he had to say about the newsletter. I must say that our town clerk, Martel and Susie, they did an extraordinary job. I want to thank them. And everyone that was, you know, involved. And JC, thank you. Good job.
And Joy Brown, don't forget Joy Brown also.
Enjoy.
All right. Again, our town is coming together, people working together on projects, departments working together on projects. The new building department downstairs, if you guys haven't seen it recently, they're starting to put the walls up in there. I stuck my head in there today and spoke with the contractor for a minute. It's looking great. We're really making some progress around here. So I look forward to the future with our police department and some of the other projects we have going on. And that's all I have for us tonight. I'll move on with announcements. Number 14, our regular commission meeting will be Wednesday, March 10th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Our special commission meeting will be Wednesday, March 24th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. A workshop commission meeting will be Wednesday, March 24th, 2021 at 6 p.m. And we will also be having our goals and objective session Friday, March 26th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Is the town clerk on by any chance?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what time it is?
Right now?
The exact time right now?
7:16.
Okay. I want to bring us to the next item, which is number 15, adjournment. I think we're at our record meeting of 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I really do want to thank all of you for helping out with the newsletter. It wasn't just, I appreciate so much of, the accolades that the city manager gave me, but I do want to say we had an amazing committee that worked. Joy started the process and worked very diligently on it. And it really was a group effort to try to get it done. So I thank all of you and everybody that put their eyes on it. It was so difficult to see those errors because it's just, you don't see them after you've been looking at it over and over. But thank you.
No, JC, put your hand down.
No, I'm not filibustering. I don't, trust me, I don't have the over on the time. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention one thing, and I don't know if you noticed. I put it in my weekly report. The bus shelters that we have, we put the new logo on them. We also at the park on 50 when you at the entrance on 52nd Avenue for the park, you see the new sign up there. And I do want to thank Stephanie Woodbury for getting that done. She really worked hard. She was, they had a couple of proofs and she was bouncing them off me. We were kind of bouncing them off each other, and she just did a great job. So I do want to thank her very much. And plus she also helped out in the newsletter as well. So she's doing a great job. So.
All right, we're good.
Yep.
Little mute button there. All right, item number 15, adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, we're all done. Have a
Meeting
good night, everyone.
Good night.
This conference is no
everyone.
longer
Thank
being
you.
recorded.